The mountains remember. They hold every scream, every heartbeat, every secret swallowed by the snow. And in the frozen wilderness of the northern Urals, there lies a name that still echoes through time: Dyatlov Pass. In 1949, 9 experienced hikers set out on a trek through the icy slopes of the Kolatsyakhl, the mountain of the dead. They would never return. When rescuers found their bodies weeks later, scattered and mutilated, the snow told a story too strange to believe and too terrifying to explain. What happened in that frozen hell? An accident? A cover-up? Or something far beyond human understanding? January 23, 1959. 9 young students from the Ural Polytechnic Institute gather in Sverdlovsk. They are strong, brilliant, and idealistic, children of the Soviet dream. Leading them is Igor Dyatlov, 23 years old, an engineer, a perfectionist, a man who demands precision in every rope knot and compass reading. With him, Zinaida Kolmogorova, brave and outspoken; Rustem Slobodin, an athlete; Lyudmila Dubinina, fierce and determined; Yuri Doroshenko, the loyal one; Nikolai Thibault Brignol, quiet and intelligent; Semyon Zolotaryov, a mysterious older man joining late; Yuri Krivonishenko, the joker of the group; and Yuri Yudin, who would turn back due to illness, the only one who would live. They laugh, they sing, they take photographs. Each frame now haunting, smiles frozen in time. They believed they were climbing toward glory. They were walking into legend. The Ural Mountains rise like ghosts, white, endless, merciless. Their goal, to reach Otorten, a peak whose name in the Mansi language means "don't go there." By early February, the wind howls like a living thing. Snow blinds them. Visibility fades. They lose their bearings and set camp on the slope of Kolatsyakhl, a bare, exposed mountain. The decision baffles experts even today. Why not descend to the forest below for shelter? Perhaps they thought it was temporary. Perhaps Dyatlov wanted to prove something. They pitch their tent, laugh around the stove, and write their last journal entry. Then, silence. The final words: everything is fine. When the hikers don't return, families raise alarms. Search teams set out, first students, then soldiers, then helicopters. On February 26th, the first clue is found: a collapsed tent half buried in snow, ripped open from the inside, their boots, coats, and equipment still inside. Something made them flee into the freezing night, barefoot. From here, the horror deepens. A mile down slope, searchers find footprints, 9 pairs, scattered, half frozen, then 2 bodies under a cedar tree, Krivonishenko and Doroshenko, lying by the remains of a small fire, barefoot, dressed only in underwear. Their hands are burned as if they tried desperately to hold on to life. The branches above them are broken. They had climbed, perhaps to see or to escape. Then farther up the slope, 3 more bodies: Dyatlov, Kolmogorova, Slobodin, crawling toward the tent. They never made it back. The snow begins to melt. Weeks later, the final 4 are discovered in a ravine, beneath 4 meters of snow. Their injuries are unimaginable: crushed ribs, skulls fractured, eyes missing, a tongue gone. No sign of struggle. No other footprints, no weapon, nothing. The world shivers. The Soviet authorities close the case quickly. A compelling natural force. But what kind of force drives 9 rational adults to rip open their tent and flee into 30°C blizzards half-dressed? The questions begin, and they never stop. Theory 1, the avalanche. Perhaps the mountain shifted, snow collapsing upon them, but experts argue the slope was too gentle. The tent showed no sign of burial. Theory 2, military tests. The Urals were home to secret Soviet missile experiments. Some say flares or explosions frightened the hikers. Radiation was detected on some of their clothes. Official documents were sealed. Coincidence or cover-up? Theory 3, infrasound, a rare meteorological phenomenon. Low-frequency sound waves that induce panic and disorientation. Could invisible sound drive humans to madness? Theory 4. The paranormal, strange orange lights were reported in the sky that night. Glowing orbs that danced above the pass. Some claim it was UFO activity. Others say something far older than mankind moved in the storm. And then, the Yeti theory. Locals whispered that the Mansi people feared the Menk, a snow creature that guarded sacred peaks. One of the hikers' last photos shows a shadowy figure among the trees. Coincidence? Or the last thing they ever saw? No theory fits. No truth satisfies. The case file reads like a nightmare. Torn tent. Cut from inside. No signs of external attack. Internal injuries equivalent to a car crash, but with no bruising. Radiation, missing eyes and tongue. Investigators were baffled. The KGB took over quietly. Then, silence. The case was sealed for decades. The official verdict, they died due to an unknown compelling force. The kind of phrase that hides more than it reveals. Families demanded answers. None came. Yuri Yudin, the only survivor, would later say, "If I could ask God just one question, it would be, what really happened to my friends?" Years later, new teams would return. Modern forensics, satellite scans, 3D modeling, all pointing toward one possible cause. A small, localized avalanche triggered by wind, cutting their tent and forcing them into panic. But even then, the explanation feels hollow. It cannot explain the missing eyes, the radiation, the precise injuries, the terror written in every movement of that night. Some mysteries are not meant to be solved, only remembered. Today the pass bears their name, Dyatlov Pass. Tourists visit, scientists measure, and storytellers whisper. But on cold nights when the wind screams down the slopes and the snow dances in circles, the mountain remembers. 9 souls walk eternally across that white abyss, searching for warmth, for truth, for peace. Perhaps the answer lies buried beneath the ice. Perhaps it was never meant for us to find, because some mysteries are not of this world. If you want more mysterious, powerful stories from history, hit like, drop a comment, and subscribe. Your support helps bring these ancient legends back to life.